Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Not a Trekkie, an all Star Wars Everything podcast brought to you by Red Cyclone Inc. Everything from Andor to Rebel One's Clone Wars to Obi-Wan. Now, I cannot express this anymore. There is no hate. This ain't Stargate, this ain't Star Trek, this is Star Wars. I'm your host, Tenacious T, a.k.a. Tatsukuwa, my co-host for the Not a Trekkie podcast, The Merc with the Mic.
What is going on? What is going on?
We are back again
Yes.
with the Not a Trekkie podcast.
Yes.
Today's episode I'm excited about because I think overly out of a majority of the things that we've casted about so far in the Not a Trekkie podcast, one of the best things that we've watched in recent years is The Mandalorian, and now
Yeah.
we shall give our review of season 3 of The Mandalorian.
Yes. Before then, we had some Star Wars stuff we have not talked about yet. So you haven't played the game yet. I finished the game, and I really want you to play Fallen Order so you can play the next one. Jedi Survivor came out, and damn, that game was fucking fun. It was good.
I believe it. I saw you playing it at work, and I kind of looked over your shoulder a couple times, and I'm like, I want to play this game, but I need to finish the other one.
So,
So
I really pushed away from talking about the other one because there's big there's big stuff in the first game that you need to get, and I want you to be surprised when you get it. So you had to finish that one to get to the other one. But Jedi Survivor plays really fun. It gives you like 5 different styles of combat. You could use like the Kylo Ren kind of sword, the broadsword kind of shit. They give you a blaster and a lightsaber. They give you the one single hand lightsaber, the double lightsaber, and a dual wield lightsaber. It's crazy.
okay.
And it's
I
just
mean,
fun.
the more and more I see things about it and watch, because I do watch like them doing behind the scenes with
Yeah.
it and stuff like that. It's like I really think that he deserves like a movie or something.
I
You know what
f-
I mean? Like,
So now you got to look at where does he fit in and what show that he could appear in and that fits in.
or he could just be a standalone,
I
bro.
wouldn't mind a
Why does it have
standalone
to
show
be? Or a standalone show or a standalone movie. Why does it have to be tied into anything? It could just be in the Star Wars universe.
because I think
You know what I mean?
Respawn Games, the people that created, they kind of want this universe to be mainly the part of the video game.
Okay, so it's just the Star Wars video game universe.
Yeah. Well, they do connect things and you do see things, but for the most part, it's his own storyline. It's
I
his
mean,
own thing.
Darth Vader was mentioned in the first one.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
So then it has to be either before or after, you know what I mean, the original 3 or the prequels.
So
You know what
this
I mean?
one,
Like, some point in time.
so Fallen Order takes place after Order 66. It takes like place 5 years after Order 66.
Okay, so it's basically the same time. Basically like Mandalorian time.
Mandalorian takes place at a Return of the Jedi.
After Return of the Jedi. Okay, so this is in between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith.
No, this is after Revenge of the Sith and before New Hope. So this is like in between Rogue One and New Hope.
Okay. So yeah, it could be its own thing.
Yeah.
This could be its own thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If Andor had his own show, I
Yeah.
understand Andor plays into a major part that leads
Yeah.
into Rogue One and everything like that. Which we did go and do a review on Andor, so everybody go and check that out.
Yes.
Yeah, so like he could just be a standalone thing, and maybe he could run into a couple of like
Yeah.
like the pilots or something like that from the rebellion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it could be easily done.
Yeah.
And Cameron is a great actor.
Yeah,
I've been a
I would
fan
like
of
to
his-
see him I would like to see him appear in it. The thing is, like, there's two ways they could do it, and this is something that I was looking at, especially because I just finished the game and I did both storylines. You could have him older and appear in Ahsoka, or you have him kind of like kind of do the game storyline, but add more stuff to it that is live action. I think you could do that too, because the game itself is really cool. The only thing is, there's certain parts of the game I don't think. Well, I could see them doing it, but also depends on how they do it.
I mean, they already got old. He is actually acting in the video game.
No, yeah,
You know what I
he
mean?
does
Like,
he does everything,
exactly. So it's like you already have all that footage that you
and he
can
loves
just
it.
like you can literally turn the video game into a show or a movie. You
Yeah, I'll be
have
down
all the
with that.
footage of it.
I'll be
You know
down
what I
with
mean?
that.
You take exactly what you have and exactly what it is. You already have the footage.
But then you
It's
could
film.
also, seeing if you did play the game and know the storyline how it goes, you can make him older and show up at Ahsoka because Ahsoka's supposed to take place after Return of the Jedi, and we're kind of in the Mandalorian timeline. So it goes into that. So he'll be in hiding or kind of controlling something and not showing that he's a Jedi anymore.
Okay. Well, I'm down for it all. So
Yeah.
I hope that they do something with this because if you have something good, let's hold on to something good, and especially when it comes to the Star Wars universe. There's a lot of over analytical and over people overly
Yeah.
critiquing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is one thing that I'm pretty sure the consensus of the world who's involved in the games and stuff like that praise it. So if the formula works, let's get something out of it.
The
You
game
know
is
what I mean?
good. The game is good. They get good voice actors. I didn't know that the chick that plays the Jedi that trains you, the black chick, the bald chick, she was in Mad TV. I was like, oh shit, that's the chick from Mad TV.
I haven't seen Mad TV in centuries.
Yeah.
But I think I know exactly who
Yeah.
you're talking about.
I was like,
The,
yo, she looks
like,
mad
little
familiar.
little
Huh?
chunky girl.
Nah,
She's like little chunky.
no, she never really. Well, she had longer hair, but other than that, she hasn't really changed much. But if you, I was like, yo, she looks mad familiar. Where do I know her from? Then I looked up the IMDb for Fallen Order, and I was like, oh shit, she was the chicken Mad TV. She was like an original season of Mad TV.
That's awesome. I
Yeah,
did not
so
know that, but
yeah,
that's cool to
that's
know.
cool.
You know what I mean?
But it has a good cast. It has good voice acting. But again, I need you to finish Fallen Order so that we could talk about it because there's a lot of shit that you got to see that's in the game that you need to finish it. So I even shout outs to our Gamer Rage podcast. Switch your game to Fallen Order. So now it's on the cast. Your game is Fallen
Well,
Order. Finish that.
but I do want to play Yoshi's
No,
story.
you
You know
did
what I mean?
not.
'Cause
No, you did not.
I,
Stop lying.
I love Yoshi.
I gave you
I
that.
love Yoshi.
I gave you
Come
that
on,
game to
man.
torture you with the song. That's mainly why I gave it to you. Cause he sings after every board you finish.
Well, I don't know what to do. That's a conflict of interest right there because I have Yoshi's Story portable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Playing Fallen Order, which I am halfway through the game. You know what I mean? Like I am. So it's like it wouldn't be too difficult to do it. But
The deal I give you, and I just because I want you to finish the game, because if you just go straight through the game, you can finish it in a decent timing matter. If you're going to try to 100% it, it will take you a little more. I'll give you the 2 Gamer Rage podcasts, so 2 episodes to finish that game.
so 2 months to finish.
So next month, I ain't gonna have a challenge for you because the challenge is gonna be rebrought into the Fallen Order.
Oh Lord, help me. I mean, that's all for another podcast. You know what I mean?
But it's also not a Trekkie because it is a Star Wars game.
I do have a brand new television, and I do have my PlayStation sitting right there. Still haven't hooked my PlayStation 4 up yet. I do have a PlayStation 5 in the living room. But I feel like me being in my room probably would be better so I could lay in my bed and do it. But, I mean, we also cast a lot. So we watch a lot of things for all of our podcasts. I have to figure it out. I'm just going to have to bang out every cast that we need to do very, very fast. And then just dive down into it. Because like I feel unfulfilled because I started the game and I never got to finish it, you know. So. And like I'm conflicted whether I should start over just so I can relearn everything because you know how hard it is.
Do you remember the story?
Go back to a game in a couple years. Oh, I remember the whole story. Yeah.
Okay, so
for the most part. I mean, he's just traveling around going through different systems.
Yeah, so you haven't got to like the meat of the story yet.
I know. I don't know. I might have to restart it.
Yeah, all right.
And not play on because I'm on like Jedi mode because I'm one of those people that like I have to like play it on the hardest, because then I don't feel fulfilled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just play the game. And then, honestly, if you want to see the challenge, then once you have unlocked everything, do New Game Plus on the hard mode.
Well, just get through the game and
Yeah.
well, maybe I'll do Yoshi's Story as well. I don't know, because I can do that shit on the train.
Yeah. But that's up to you. I giving you Jedi Fallen Order just so you can finish the game.
I know you've been pressuring me. You're like, you're going to love the new game. Just fucking finish the old one.
Yeah, exactly. The new one's
I
pretty
know.
fucking good. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed it.
I mean, Fallen Order is on the Switch.
No, it's not.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
Let me check it out. A little fact check real quick,
Yeah.
just to make sure. Because I saw it at Walmart.
I don't think it could run on that system. That's why. The Fallen Order is only on Xbox and
Star Wars, PlayStation, Jedi Fallen Order Switch. No, it's not. Damn it! I wish it was, because that would have made my life a little bit more convenient. But it's okay. Whatever. Whatever's clever.
Yep.
You're very adamant about it, and I don't want to disappoint.
And you know what's crazy is the fact that when people try to talk about it and people start talking about it, I try to shut them up because they're gonna spoil the game, and I don't want them to spoil it because there's scenes in this game I want you to see for yourself, and I want your reaction to it. And that could be a cast for Not a Trekkie. We'll review the games once you finish it.
All right, I'll do it. I'm gonna. I just okay. Yeah.
Even Marcos, I try to shut him up.
Fuck Marco.
I was trying to like, yo, yeah, because he would start talking about the game. I'm like, yeah, that's it. Don't talk about. He hasn't finished it yet.
He's like, I'm reading a Mark Messier book. You want? I got 2 weeks left of it from the library. You want to read it? I'm like, no, I don't have time to read the Mark Messier biography. Don't get me wrong. I'm a diehard New York Rangers fan, but like I got other things to do besides read your library book that you took out.
Get the audio book; it would be faster.
His intentions are well. He just orchestrates it in an annoying way.
Yeah, I just saying like when he talks about the game, I know he's gonna spoil what I want you to see, and then I always cut him in the middle of him talking about it so he doesn't spoil it.
And he's the type that would still continue though.
Yes, I cut him off because I was like, yeah, that he hasn't finished it. Let it be. Because again, there's big parts in that game that I want you to see, and you need to see for yourself. Because one, I know for a fact you don't love it, but two, it connects a big storyline that is within that timeline.
Alrighty.
Yeah. All right, we go
in the classic sense of the Gamer Rage podcast. Challenge accepted.
Challenge.
Everybody go and check out the Gamer Rage podcast. Like, share, and subscribe. You know what I mean?
Our last episode was
a lot of work around here.
Yeah, our last episode was on the Power Ranger games. Let's check them out.
Yes.
All right, let's get into the Mandalorian season 3.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I love just Mandalorian's formula. You know what I mean? Like, it's so good. It has like every little aspect of what we love about Star Wars, with not overly going into the Jedi too much.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like the Force and stuff. But there is a very big like theme when it comes to that in this season, like overall what's going on. You know what I mean? And you start to figure out now in this season why they were after Grogu the entire time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is important. So this season was action packed to say the least.
I actually really enjoyed it as well. Like, it was a lot of kind of brought you more into the Mandalore and their traditions and things like that also, and then it kind of gave you some side stories as well that you kind of needed to build into this. You find out who saved Grogu. You find out what experiment was happening when. And why Grogu was the target. It was pretty much Grogu. Like, everyone after his ass.
Yeah, I mean, but now we
And he's
dive
cute.
down into like characters that
Yes.
I know will be shining more in Clone Wars and Rebel Ones and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, and by watching this, and we both said this off air before we started, it's like
Yeah.
it makes me now want to watch more and find out who these characters are because I didn't grow up watching this. And every
Yeah.
time I talk to people, they're like, "You being such a Star Wars fan, like you didn't watch all this?" I'm like, "No, I didn't. I'm sorry." You know what I mean? Like, I'm not really a cartoon person. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Everybody's like shocked that I don't watch anime. I'm not a cartoon person. Like
Yeah.
it does nothing for me.
I think it's more if the story's intriguing. I think you would get interest in.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like for our Shell Shock cast,
Yeah.
our Ninja Turtles cast, sometimes the older seasons were very hard to get through
They're
and
bad.
very tedious. But
They're bad.
as we are now we're into a good season of it, I am intrigued by it
Yeah.
because it's just better. So like it keeps my attention there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If my mind is not invested in it, I don't want to watch it.
No, I 100% agree, and that's something that again they've been doing great with the Star Wars shows. I think they have been hitting great with the Star Wars shows. I know a lot of people had mixed reviews with Obi-Wan. I know a lot of people had mixed reviews with Andor, which I don't understand because that show was fucking great. But
And Obi-Wan was really good too,
I liked
man.
Obi-Wan. I liked Obi-Wan. I felt like it was slow in the beginning, but it really picked up, and it was a quite
Get
good show.
get rid of the Phantom Menace and give that the third movie.
There you go.
You know what I mean? That would have been awesome.
That's an
Let's get
argument that everyone has for me because I really don't believe Phantom Menace should have been there.
bro, we are right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Our opinion holds more weight. And the problem is with the people who argue this with us, they are attached to like a 20% good movie. You know what I mean? Like the movie Phantom Menace is like 30% good. You know what I mean? Like if you really look at it.
Yeah.
And shouts out to Straw Hat Ty. He completely
Yeah.
agrees with
Yeah.
He's the first person that agrees with us on this because Sriracha and I, Jeremy from the Pop Pony Podcast, we go at it all the time about this. I'm like, bro, like you can't convince me, okay?
Yeah.
You cannot do it. We could have lived without it. We could
I
have
convinced
had 15...
you.
Well,
It was a conversation we had. It was a conversation we had, and I brought it up, and then I convinced you, and you're like, you know what, you're right, and then we started going more into it.
I don't think it took you too much effort.
No.
You know what I mean? To be honest with you.
It probably didn't.
Yeah, it probably was like, you're
you.
right.
Yeah.
And then it's completely out of my database now. It's like,
Yeah.
no, we don't need that fucking movie. You know what I mean? Like we don't. We could have had the first 20 minutes of a movie tell us all that.
Yeah, because I think it was also the fact that again people watch things with nostalgic, and 100% that is correct. Like even when we reviewing things, I had to take the nostalgic out of things because that will change my judgment because I love the thing. But I'm like, yeah, I gotta really just pay attention to the story and try not to put my feelings in it and be like, all right, this wasn't that good and things like that.
It's like the classic sense of arguing who's the best Batman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's Kevin Conroy.
You know what I mean? Like, Kevin Conroy, yeah, 1,000%. Mark Hamill.
There's no argument there.
Because that nips that conversation in the butt.
Yeah.
Because like it grants no movie Batman to be the best.
No, I think if the movie Batman's all was voiced by Kevin Conroy, I would like them more.
And R.I.P. to the GOAT, man. You know what I mean?
But yeah,
anything but Adam West. I'm sorry, like Adam West is the worst.
I love.
I mean,
I love C6.
I like him for what he did and stuff like that. But like,
he was a brave man running around in that suit.
The quirky cheesiness of the '60s just doesn't reflect well with
me. He was a brave man running around in that suit.
Hey, he was a built dude, and he was taking down girls left and right as Batman, bro.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
The Bat-Tusi. You can't. No one can handle that.
Yeah, I mean, I felt more bad for Robin than him.
Yeah, Robin. Yeah. Anyway.
Bill Duke, whatever the hell his name is.
Bert
something. Yeah, but that's neither here or there. This is a Star Wars podcast. You know what I mean?
Was Adam West in Star Wars? No.
What's up, Adam West?
I'm,
Nah,
I'm wondering, like, was he a character? He
it's like
probably, no,
I
no, he
wouldn't
was. He talked in the Family Guy though.
I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah,
I guarantee you at some point in time he was. Oh, and it's Burt Ward. His name's
yeah,
Burt Ward.
Burt Ward.
Um, that just came to me as I
Yeah,
was saying it. But it's like it's only right that everybody who's like a prestigious actor,
yeah.
like they all end up somehow in the Disney pocket of Marvel or
Well,
fucking Star Wars. You know
Adam
what I mean?
West was part of the Family Guy, Star Wars.
Okay, he probably
Yeah,
voiced somebody.
yeah.
So
He voices the mayor in Family Guy, so he was in the episode.
okay.
Yeah. Anyway, Mandalorian season 3. We
I know,
spent,
like
yeah.
let's get this going.
Let's go. We kick off with that first episode, which is the apostate. The Mandalorian begins a important journey. So that's what all they say. That's all they give me with that.
Yeah. So what? The first episode was that with the one when they go back to
The city.
Nubo, whatever the
Yeah.
hell, the city,
Yes.
and then he talks to and now that used to be like the pirate city. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's where he used to get all his bounties and stuff like that. Now it's like a wannabe republic. You know what I mean? Like city and stuff,
Yeah.
like planet in the outer rim, and the pirates come in and they try to like they never got the memo that they're no longer that. And
Yeah.
basically it's like what Mando went there to get the droid back,
Yes.
which is hilarious because he hates droids with a
Yeah.
passion. It's the only one that he likes. He's like trying so hard to get him back. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then we get a little nod into what Rise of Skywalker, those little tinker dudes.
Yes. You got
We
them.
got a little cameo from them.
And we also had Apollo Creed
Well,
owning
that's what he's
owning
known
this
for.
the city now. Yeah,
Yeah, he's
shoot him
basically
Chubbs from fucking Happy Gilmore.
Action Jackson. You know what I mean?
He was always be
He's-
Chubbs
he's
to
a
me.
lot-
It's all in the hip.
No, he's Apollo Creed, bro. 1,000%.
All
And I'm pretty sure
in
he
the
directed
hips.
like a handful of these episodes too. I've seen his name pop up.
Yes,
a couple times.
I think he did direct this one, and
And
he
another one. I think like the 4th or 5th episode.
yeah, the one with the Jar
I
Jar,
think
the
every
guy
one
that played
he's
Jar Jar.
involved in, I think he directed.
Yeah, I think that
But,
he did. I
yeah.
think he had a hand. Yeah, the pirate one. He had a hand in that one.
Which was an awesome episode.
Um,
But he also offers Mandalorian the marshal job,
yes,
which is important because it plays into later. You know what I mean? Later in the season. But yeah, that was just quick first episode. Let's get right into the shit. You know what I mean? That's exactly what happens.
Episode 2, which was chapter 18, the mines of the Mandalore. The Mandalorian and Grogu explore the ruins of a destroyed planet, which originally was Mandalore.
Yeah. So basically, Mandalore was destroyed cataclysmically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And nobody they suspected that Mandalore was inhabitable. It was poisonous. It was radiation. It was this, and they flew there because he wants to cleanse himself in the waters because he wants to get his creed back.
Yes.
So in the Mandalorian creed, if you take your helmet off, you are no longer part of the creed, but you can redeem yourself by bathing in the waters in Mandalore. Now this was so Star Wars,
Yeah.
fucking with the machines and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Oh my god, bro! This episode was crazy.
The robot reminded me of like a General Grievous kind of thing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Like Grievous went into something else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like he was just an eyeball now. He was just angry. He's like, I want to kill something.
But it was crazy, and this is where Bo-Katan starts stepping up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because she comes and saves them.
Yes, and that also leads into something down the story, and yeah, it goes down. It leads into later on in the story.
Yeah, this episode was super dope, super dark. You see that there's like beings that are living on the planet, so like there's civilizations on there.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just like a desolate planet. It's legitimately still inhabitable.
Yeah.
still, it's just in ruins and it's all fucked up, of like the late lost cities. You know what I mean? It's basically like what the world would do if like people just disappeared and
Yeah.
animals took over. That's basically what it is.
Yeah. You got chapter 19, the Covenant. A concierge, former Imperial, finds a menace to the New Republic.
I don't. I'm gonna be honest. I
So
don't really
this one was
recall.
with the scientists and if you watch in the beginning of the first season, this is the scientist that had Grogu.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah, yeah. The one that protected him as well. You know,
yeah,
saved him.
yeah, he's the one that kind of say
He didn't want to kill him.
yeah, he didn't want
You
to
know
kill
what I
him,
mean?
but he knew what they were doing and he knew the experiments that was happening. He didn't want to do the experiments, but he was the one that was testing those things, and they used him to get the ideas of what they wanted to do, which was clone Grogu's power.
Yeah, because the Star Wars universe, they just love cloning things. You know what I mean?
They
Like
do.
it's pretty fucked up. It's like we can't wait for kids to grow up, so we're just gonna make our own fucking armies full of fucking,
And express
you
them.
know, exactly. You know, that's. But and then this is when that girl that's
Yes.
enlightened. You know what I mean? You start seeing her show her dark side more, and she was in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania
I haven't watched it
as
yet,
well.
so I gotta watch it.
But yeah, she's in it. She's in that movie.
Cool.
Like I said, once you're underneath the Disney blanket, you got to do Marvel and you got to do Star Wars. It's
Yeah.
just quintessential
Look at
Disney.
Chung Li.
Like exactly, we're gonna sign you up for multiple movies for this amount of. You're gonna be in this show. You're gonna be in this movie. You're gonna make a cameo here, and here's the money. You know
I
what I mean?
think
This is your contract. This
Yeah.
is what we're paying you.
I think the chick that played Chung Li, I think she was the first one to have all three. She talked to Disney Princess. She was in Star Wars and she was in Marvel. She was
Peggy
Agents of
Bundy
Shield.
is the best. Peggy Bundy is the best Disney princess. Okay, ever.
Anyway,
Because they own Fox.
yes,
So,
the one that smells like cigarette.
yeah. Well,
The next chapter is the fondling, which is Dijon Darjan is returns to the hidden Mandalorian covered. This also shows the person that saved Grogu, which is shout outs to Jar Jar Binks. He's the voice of Jar Jar Binks, and he got a lot of hate. So he kind of got redemption for this episode being
nope, you
actually
can never
being a Jedi.
redeem Jar Jar
Yes, he
Binks.
is. It's not his fault that they made him be
It's
Jar Jar
fucking
Binks.
his. I don't care. You should have known. You stupid for fucking no. You
I'm
can't redeem
sorry.
yourself.
I'm sorry if they offer you that money and you like you're gonna play Jar Jar Binks. You will play him in
Oh
a
no,
heartbeat.
I'm not hating on his choices. I
You will play him in a
understand.
heartbeat.
I will dress up as Jar Jar Binks. You give me some money. You know what I mean?
He like mess up what? All right, I got you.
And messed up master. You know what I mean? Jar Jar Binks.
I actually
Oh,
like they gave him a little redemption story with actually having him as a Jedi, that the one that saved Grogu. I thought it was cool.
yeah. I mean, it's clever and it does give him a nod. Don't get me wrong. I'm just a hater of Jar Jar, so you know what I mean. Regardless of my feelings, I would have done the same thing. So
Yeah.
1,000%. But yeah, he what episode? I'm trying to think of. It's been a while because I watched this
It's okay.
like a couple weeks ago. But all right, just continue. It's fine.
All right, we go to episode chapter 21. This is the pirate. The people of Nerval need protection from a rapid pirate attack. This is pretty much when they offered Mando the space for the Mandalorian covered and stuff like that, and for in return he was just like, "Yo, can you handle this?" So he handled the pirates.
Yo, the look of the pirates, it was very Muppets though. Didn't it have like a Muppet vibe to it?
Yo, the dude. Yo, the main, the first pirate with the no nose, he reminded me of that dude from fucking SPD.
Oh yeah. No, I know.
Yo, when
I
he started
feel-
talking, I was like, "Yo, is that the same voice?" But that was our dude, the dude that always cameos in fucking Power Rangers. That was him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot. I can't think of his name right now.
Uh,
But yeah, he
fuck.
reminded me of him. I can't think of his name right now. It's been a while.
It has been a while. I know it's like it's a weird name, but he gave off like a Swamp Thing and like Man Beast
Yeah.
kind of vibe. And
Oh,
and
that
I,
was
and I
the
thought it
main.
was
That was their boss. That kind of gave
yeah,
that.
no, that's who I'm talking
Yeah,
about. You
yeah,
know what I mean? I know who you're talking about, the
yeah,
pirate dude.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
And basically, it goes out into an all battle. You know what I mean? And they fight it off, and then he bails on him at the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because he's a cowardly pirate. You know what I mean?
that's how they do.
Oh yeah, 100%. You know what I mean? I mean, collectively so far, the series of events of what's going on in it it all ties in. Like these stories are just like everything. Nothing is done like minuscule. As much as it seems, it all plays in later.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's like now all the seasons are coming together, and this is, you know, the pirate town is trying to be independent, and it's trying to claim its stake in the republic, and realizing because now he asks for help in this
yeah,
episode. You know what I mean? Which raised the awareness of that fighter pilot that saved Mando in what, season one?
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, and it's now raising awareness because he goes to the Republic, to the guy who is Tim Meadows,
yeah,
sitting there, and he's just like, they're not part of the rebellion. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But they're trying to, but they want to stay independent, but still have allies with them. Like, this is important stuff to know.
yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? Like, and this is where that girl comes in, and she starts playing the secret double agent. You know what I mean? Who's trying to be, enlightened by the rebellion, but at the same time keeping the empire
Yeah,
like ready. Because that's the whole thing is
yeah,
the empire is trying to rebuild itself. And this season, we actually see that they're a lot more capable than what we thought they were.
yeah,
You know what I mean? They never went anywhere. They were just waiting for their time to pounce.
yeah. So we go to chapter 6, which is chapter 22. Well, episode 6, chapter 22. This is Gun for Hire. This Mandalorian visits Output World, which is the royalty was what was her name? The singer, Lizzo
Yeah, Lizzo and Jack Black.
and Jack Black. I actually enjoyed this episode. A lot of people hated this episode. I actually found it hilarious because it was Christopher Lloyd fucking backstabbing everybody, trying to fuck everything up. I
It's
love this.
genius. It was awesome. I mean, I could care. I never pressed play on a Lizzo song in my life, so like I'm not. I understand her impact, and she is very loved and stuff like that. But Jack Black being a part of it, I was like, yes, I'm
Yeah, I
sold.
thought she
You
was
know what I mean?
funny too. And then Grogu just likes women, so he was like, "Yay!"
And it was like
Damn.
kind of iRobot as well.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But like that to have Christopher Lloyd as the bad guy, but also being a Count Dooku sympathizer.
yeah,
So like
that made me laugh.
it ties more of the old stuff in. Like
Yeah,
the rebellion is like Count Dooku's memory is still there, strong. There's still loyal people
yeah,
loyal to his cause, and like Christopher Lloyd, who's in charge of all these droids. You know what I mean? He's the one that's putting little coded things inside them to fuck up and start killing people and doing things. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because they're like a very hardcore radical democratic state
yeah,
where everything is ran by the people.
yeah,
And they even said it like people can't live on this planet without droids because they became too lazy.
yeah.
They don't want to do shit anymore. They want the droids to do it. The fact that the droids even had a bar, I thought was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I need some oil.
Exactly.
Give me a shot of that good stuff.
Let me get a shot of EW40.
It's like a spicy drink.
So they're there for tune-ups. You know what I mean? I
Chap.
actually
Go ahead.
yesterday at the Sweet 16. It's funny that you said that. I had this spiked seltzer. It was mango and cayenne pepper
Hmm.
spiked seltzer.
Which one? Which brand?
I forget. I was kind of all over the place yesterday,
I've tried one
but they
like that.
were
That's
passing
why.
it around like hating on it, and I was like, It wasn't bad when you drank it, but
Yeah.
you felt the tingle of the cayenne in the back of the
Ah,
throat
okay.
afterwards. You know what I mean? It's like one of those Slater drinks.
A bunch of weak
I know, but I
people.
like,
Weak with the heat.
bro. I was drinking Coronas the whole time, so
Yeah.
I'm just, you know where my head was at. I was
Yeah.
like, damn, yeah, I wish I had an IPA right now.
All right. Chapter 23: The Spies. Survivors come out of hiding. This is when she brought both Mandalore groups together,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they
So
go
the
back to the
Creed and the
Mandalore.
ones that didn't follow the path but still claimed,
Yes.
Mandalore,
Sasha
stuff
Banks
like that.
returns.
Yes, and this is where, because they didn't want to follow her, even though she was the rightful leader
Yeah.
of Mandalore. Like, her family is royalty. You know what I mean? From what I know in Clone Wars they dive down into this more.
Yes.
But you know what I mean? Yeah, I love the actress who plays Bo-Katan.
Yeah,
a
I
lot.
thought she was great, and she embraces that character too. I love that.
She does.
She
I
has a
saw
lot
her
of
in
love for
an
it.
interview,
Yeah.
and this made me love her so much. She said she was in an interview and she was talking. She was like, "Yo, like half of my fan base despises me, and then half of my fan base wants me to sit on their face."
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, I fucking love you." I was like, "Yo, you could do that. Go ahead. You know, I don't mind. I don't mind at all. I'll get some pink eye. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a dog. I can't help it."
But
But
yeah.
yeah,
Go
this
ahead.
was a tough one too, because she bathed in the waters. So when they actually bathed in the waters, she saw one of these mythological creatures that is the symbol of Mandalore.
Yes.
And they were supposed to be mythology, and she actually saw this. So when she became like part of the Creed again and was asking for, because they give a symbol on the side of the shoulder,
Yeah.
she asked for that symbol.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she was like, "Is that okay?" She's like, "Everybody has the right to wear this. That's our creed." You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So like she was back on board of being the old school way, but then was asked by that head lady, the one that's a badass.
Yeah.
She was like, "Take your fucking helmet off." She's like, "No, but the creed." She's like, "Take your helmet off." And she's like, "I need you to bring us together. We need to be stronger in numbers than alone fighting each other."
Yeah.
And it's powerful, and it's impactful,
Yeah.
and it's important, because once Mandalore, always Mandalorian. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
It was a good episode
And this,
too. A
and
lot of action.
they didn't want to follow her because the leader is supposed to wield the black saber.
Yeah.
And then Mando was like, "Hey, you saved me." She did pick up the people beat him
Yeah.
that he was fighting. She picked up the sword and beat them. So Mando is like, well, technically she did win it in battle. So, and everybody was like, "You're right," but that's after she got into a fight with that one dude, which is a badass.
Yeah.
Might I add.
Manda was just
But
tired
yeah,
of the damn sword. He was like, "Yo, just."
it's like, "Yo, shut the fuck up! I'm wasting time here. I'm trying to get my droid back." You know what I mean? Like,
I'm a daddy. I'm a single daddy.
well, not yet.
But not yet.
That is actually the last episode.
Yeah. But I think this is the episode they actually make the droid for him too.
Yeah, I wasn't very happy about that at first.
I found it funny.
But then it kind of grew on me.
Yeah. I was just
It's
saying
like
no.
the way that no, yes, and then he automatically starts causing ruckus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, because he's like, "I'm big for the first time ever." You know what I mean? But also seeing the growth in him now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he is getting older. He is 50 years old when he first came in the first season.
It's that, and also he's getting comfortable around people. So basically, he's showing his little like personality.
He already did trainings with the other foundlings and stuff.
Yeah.
And he whooped them ass.
Yep. One was trying to pick on him. He was like, "All right, bet. Well, fuck your shit up."
He just can't get any more cuter, man. Like, he's just so cute in everything that he does.
Yeah. He was funny.
But
he was actually really funny in this season.
Yeah, he's not as innocent as he used to be now. He's like coming into himself. He's like, I can handle this shit. You know what I mean? Like, I am Jedi and I'm Mandalorian now, bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Dennis the Menace.
Yeah. This is also when we start seeing that the Empire is starting to come back,
Yes.
and like on the way to trial, I think uh Grand Grand Moff, whatever his name is.
Moss. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Grand Moss, like he was missing out of the transport. And this is the fighter pilot. Now he comes back into play because he's the one that's sensing that
Yeah.
things are going to happen. Things like, but nobody's listening to him. So he flies down to Mandalore and tells them, like, yo, listen, shit's going down. You don't need to believe me, but something needs to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this is like Grogu's, training, and they're trying to like get him ready because he is officially accepted by the Mandalorian community.
Yes. You're gonna have to start doing missions.
I want to know once he becomes Mandalorian, does he get a helmet?
I think he's gonna get the whole getup. I think he's gonna have his own little getup.
But then again, they are now accepting the fact that you don't need to wear a helmet.
Yeah, but yeah, they're not gonna cover his face. Maybe he has like a face opening helmet.
But you imagine like
You can't.
his
You
ears
can't.
just pop out. You know
Yeah,
what I
you
mean?
can't. You can't like kill the moneymaker. Like his face is the moneymaker. Like you can't block his face.
He's looking like MF Doom. He's looking like Doctor Doom and stuff like that, but with his ears sticking
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. So like they actually like some people did concept arts of it, and I was like I wouldn't mind that. Like if he got a little bigger and like a little strong, squanier, and he actually has a helmet and the whole like Mando getup, I'm all for that.
Yeah, I feel you.
But Moff Gideon, that's his name.
Moff Gideon, yeah, Moff Gideon. I
He
knew
came
that,
in.
but
He came back with the ending of this episode. He came back with his own Mando suit.
oh my God, yeah, it's. I mean, if he learned from his mistakes, and
Yeah.
he's got his ass whooped like multiple times, you know what I mean, and he's been badass, but he's like, all right, I'm gonna take your technology, your armor, and I'm gonna make sure you can't fuck with me.
That's what he did.
And he had he had that badass double electric staff.
Yeah.
Oh, super cool, bro.
And they
That
killed.
whole
Yeah.
that whole fight scene. Now this is like the last episode, right?
This is the second to last. This is going to the last episode. We lost the big Gatling gun Mando
Dude.
Lorian.
Which is important to mention because what happened was his son got caught up by this. In every Star Wars, we need a big monster. There's always multiple big monsters that always happen, and his son got taken by this hawk flying thing. And Mando and Bo-Katan were the ones fighting the most for him. So, like,
Yeah.
he earned their respect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, they earned his respect to the point that I thought that he was going to turn their back on them. But it was like, fuck this, they were there for me when nobody else was. Like, I got their back. And if we're going to make this Mandalorian shit happen, we have to do it with them.
Shout out, that's John Favreau.
Yeah, bro, listen, man, he's fucking and that character, he was badass. He reminded me of Big Daddy from BioShock.
Yeah, I see it.
He definitely did. His setup, he was badass, and he also had like a what you call it, like a Halo Gears of War vibe as well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I can see that.
He was phenomenal. He was super dope.
Yeah. And then our final episode, which is chapter 24, The Return. The Mandalorian and his allies confront their enemies. This is a big action episode. There's a lot of story, a lot of drama, a lot of everything going into this. And we see the end. And it's a really good episode. Like, the last two episodes were, like, top notch.
Balls to the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, like, what we've been building up for the entire time.
Yeah.
Like, Moff Gideon, his entire thing was making a clone of him, but having the power of the Force.
He loved himself.
Oh, yeah. But I feel like they would kill him.
Yeah, they get tired of like, yeah, because
you are normal.
you're
yeah.
Like
You're
he's
nothing to us.
like he's pretty much like a very cocky bastard, and then the other ones are all gonna be cocky bastards, and like, you know what? I don't need you. I can do it myself. They're all gonna be like
Yeah,
that.
I have
That's
a
the
force
answer to
bench.
everybody. I don't need you. I can do it myself.
But now it leads me to think: was Moff Gideon himself a clone? Like,
No,
did he
he
clone
was
himself
not.
before?
No, he
You know
was
what I
not
mean?
a
Because
clone.
no, but like I feel like he's so egotistical that he wants himself to live forever. So he made sure that his. I'm not saying this is what happened, but this
Yeah,
is like how I would think of his character, of how egotistical he is. He wants to live forever, even if he dies.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like maybe he has died in the past, and maybe he did die multiple times, but he has himself as a clone to come back, and they just put his consciousness in that.
He's like the 2003's Baxter Stockman of the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, something like that. More like the movie Replicas with
He's gonna
Keanu
come
Reeves.
back, but as a head next season. He's just gonna be a head, so head with
I don't
spider
know.
legs.
Oh yeah, it's just a floating head and a cerebral fucking spine.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm still alive, bitch.
He didn't kill me, Mandalorian. I
But
got
like,
all the
I feel like that would be a pretty good take on Moff Gideon. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
That would be super dope because he obviously already wants to clone himself. He already has the capability
yeah,
of doing it. We already know in the past that clones are legitimately a majority of the entire fucking stormtrooper army.
yeah.
You know
But
what I
they all
mean?
died
So
during this time.
yeah, well, actually, but there's still more.
Yeah,
There's
there's
those
a few
flying
here
ones
and
that's
there.
been happening. Like they've been lying dormant, and they tried to take over Mandalore. And also another thing I'd like to add was that there was a civilization of Mandalorians that were still living on Mandalore,
Yes,
that were living in the crevices and the grounds and stuff like that, which was
yes,
super dope to show that not every single one of them got out and has adapted to living
yeah,
there. You know what I mean? And now we got three different clans of Mandalorians coming together and trying to take over shit. It's fucking super good, bro.
yeah.
So
It was
good.
good. It was good. So yeah, this season was a great season. It was really fun. It was a lot of stuff going
This
on.
was very action packed and very,
Yes,
very Mandalorian.
yes. Um, yeah, it was an incredible show. I think Mandalorian is probably one of my favorite Star Wars properties right now, and they have not disappointed.
John
I think this season was fantastic.
John Favreau's the man. So
Yes, he is.
I just hope that when they do Boba Fett, we get back into Boba Fett being a badass. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
don't get me wrong, his season was good, but it just felt like Mandalorian. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I want him to have this standalone. And I'm excited for Ahsoka, too. I'm
me
intrigued
too.
to see where that goes.
Me too. So your review out of 1 to 5. What do you give Mandalorian season 3?
4-8.
4.8. I'll go same.
Yeah.
4.8.
4-8. It's almost flawless.
Yeah.
Almost.
I'll say the slow episodes weren't bad. It just like they just didn't keep up with the momentum of the show.
Yeah.
But I liked the new characters. I liked it again. Grogu grew and he changed his little personality. He's a little asshole at times, and then
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because
yeah,
he's like a teenager and
yeah,
he's like rebelling a little bit.
yeah.
But
So I
I
like
have to
that.
throw out there in the world, yes, he was Mando's progeny. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like his little, he was his apprentice.
yeah,
But now he officially adopted him.
yeah. That's his buddy. That's his son
He
now.
is his father. You know what I mean?
I
Like
am your father.
Grogu is his son, and that is just fucking epic. It really is. And when that happened, I was like, oh, I fucking love this show. I love it.
Who's cutting onions?
It the steady, constant fighting,
Yeah,
the Mandalores all coming together, it being more about Mandalorian culture
yeah,
than it is Star Wars, to me, is super good.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Seeing the different egotistical and powerful people in all three of the clans.
yeah,
Um, the the light of Bo-Katan, of her showing that in her heart she's always been trying to do the best thing for her people,
yeah,
and she is the rightful leader.
Yeah.
You know what
She
I
was
mean? Like
great in this
it
too.
all plays very well. And the actress, I love her. And what you said on that podcast, you can do that to me.
There you go. All right.
Exactly.
So that is the Mandalorian season 3 review.
I
Wrap
thought
this up.
I overall great season.
Great season. Great show. If you never watched Star Wars, that's the one to start with. I
I
know
think
I got a lot of people to watch Mandalorian, even though they didn't watch Star Wars. They loved
yeah.
Mandalorian.
As much as I love season 1, I think this is the best season.
I like season 2.
I do too, but I feel like this one really showed Mandalorian culture.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Like, this is the whole basis of the show. Like, his name is not Mando.
Yeah,
They just call him that.
Yeah.
That's not his fucking name. You know what I mean? Because they didn't know his name, so they know he's a Mandalorian, so they should say Mando.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now he's an individual in the Mandalorian culture. You know what I mean? So it's like there's something
Mando.
bigger than him. He's just a badass part of it.
Yeah. Still called Mando though.
Yeah, he but, yes, of course, yeah, because I forget his name all the time. But he also now he's like, all right, he left the Mandos on Mandalore. The Mandalorians on Mandalore, and they're gonna go rebuild it, and he's back out to being like a bounty again.
Yes, because he has to train Grogu.
Exactly.
Grogu's
in the ways of the Force. I'm intrigued to see what season 4 will bring. I know we're gonna have a long time to wait for it. So
yeah, I think it's gonna come out like 2025.
Yeah, it's gonna suck.
Yeah,
we'll see. It is what it is. We have a lot to still cast about, and plenty of seasons to watch, and all this. Next cast will be season 3 of Clone Wars.
Yes, we'll be back on the Clone Wars.
Eventually, I want to dive down into the Darth Vader comic as well.
Those comics are good too. I'm down with that.
You know what I mean?
All right. So we wrap this up. This is Mark Mike, Nation T. Follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Twitch, or Mark the Mike. Follow by second link on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and WordPress. Also, shout outs to our producer Louis Beans. He's the one that makes our cop podcast all sound so pretty.
Always a pleasure, brother. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, he's always making it sound good. And follow Tenacious T.
Yes, you can follow me at the Real Tatsuki Wap on Instagram. You can also follow the Popcorny Podcast on Spotify. We were on SoundCloud for a lot, but for some reason they don't let us upload anything, and they still charge us like motherfuckers. So it's like we kind of steered away from SoundCloud and stuff like that. But we have branched out onto Instagram. We record live on that. The Merc is a member of the Popcorny Podcast and sometimes a guest on there as well. Shouts out to Sriracha. Shouts out to Straw Hat Ty. You could, like I said, follow that out on Spotify. Go and follow the Popcorny 1975 Instagram page. Also, the TikTok Popcorny 1975. Also, follow Tyler Lose on TikTok. He does a lot of anime stuff. He's very, very passionate about his anime, 1,000%. Always a shouts out to Game On, a retro video game store based out in Long Island in 3 separate locations, one in Smithtown, one in Patchogue, one in Miller Place, satisfying all your retro video game needs. Also, check out the Game On Retro Video Game Arcade, located in Smith Haven Mall in Lake Grove, Long Island, satisfying all generations of video gaming. Always a shouts out to my homeboy Mike, a.k.a. Mike Wazowski, for without him, I would not be the lover of Star Wars that I am. And always a shouts out to my brother with this, who rode out with me watching it throughout the years.
All right.
You know what I mean?
All right. Peace out. Laters and
fuck Zordon.
Yeah, fuck Zordon.
I love how we integrate that in all of our podcasts.
Yeah, because everyone should deserve.
I even did that on the Popcorny Podcast. I said fuck Zordon. You know what I mean? That's like our trademark. I want to make shirts that say fuck Zordon.
Yeah,